Back in St. Louis, Blaine Wilson has it all but locked up, leading Sean Townsend. It was a good battle for a while, but the difference is 1.85 points. The more compelling battle right now is to make the Olympic trials, and the top 14 will go to Boston. Scott Vetere was in 15th, struggled on the rings. He's 16th. Raj Bhavsar was in 14th, so he would have made it. Then he had a problem on vault, so now he's out. And the beneficiary of that miss was this man, Mike Dutka, who was 14th after the 5th rotation. And right there also, certainly in no comfort zone, is Justin Toman of the Michigan Wolverines in 13th place. Back to Scott Vetere we go from Pennsburg, Pennsylvania.
And remember, he only has one shot at this, has to make it count.
Same vault we saw from both Sean Townsend and Blaine Wilson. A lot to do, handspring double front, but it can bring in a huge score. Oh.
Scott Vetere.
Wow. I don't know. That's a little bit open to interpretation here.
Now remember, this was the gymnast who was 4th in our group of 4. Here's the one who's got the biggest margin of error on the bubble, Toman of Michigan.
And it's remarkable he's even here. He tore his ACL during the collegiate season and knew if he had it repaired, there was no way he would be in contention to make an Olympic team. They decided to just do therapy, get back into this brace, and give it a go.
So wait a minute. He's flying all over the Kiel Center today without an ACL.
Yes, he is. And when I first heard he was planning on doing this, I didn't really think it was possible. A lot of therapy.
And a great brace.
High-tech brace, as you said. Justin has some experience with knee problems. He tore his ACL before, had surgery from high school to college.
Wow. So with no ACL, the knee's major ligament, Justin Toman may have just bought himself a ticket to the Olympic trials. Meanwhile, it all officially ended for Jason Gatson here in St. Louis moments ago. He was reluctant at first, but finally agreed to talk to Vetere. Here's what he said.
Just had a bad day, so it's just a bad day. I'm not giving up yet, though. I'll still be back for the next one. So I want to be back next year for World Championships. It's just a bad day.
At this point, everybody second guesses the process and the petition decision. Are you sorry that you didn't make that choice? Are you sticking by the fact that you decided to compete?
No, I wanted to compete. I didn't come here to petition, you know. I wanted to try and earn my spot, but it wasn't my day, Wednesday nor Friday.
I know a lot of doctors said to you that the knee was more significant maybe than you wanted to hear, than you wanted to believe. And then this week there was discussion of upper body and the knee was hurting again. And what was going on for you?
The knee's been sore, but I don't know. I was more about it in my head, I think, you know. I did everything I could mentally and physically this week to, you know, keep my knee prepared. It's just one of those things.
Ron Brandt said the other day that after preliminaries, it was like you were looking around in your head trying to figure out where to lock in and how to do this again, as if that part got away.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out today. You know, started off good on rings, and then, you know, after that, it was just went downhill. You know, I came back with a good high bar routine and tried to make a good floor set, but it just wasn't working. So.
John Roethlisberger told me that he said to you, you know, you're 20 years old. I said, well, John, you wouldn't want to hear that either, but if he said it to you, that means Athens is ahead. What about that, Jason?
For sure. You know, the main thing right now is to, you know, I'm going to go rest and then get ready for 2001 World Championships. That's what I want to be ready for. It's the main goal right now, and then for sure Athens.
Thank you. Thanks for giving us a few minutes here, Jason.
Okay.
Well, obviously dispirited, but it didn't take Jason Gatson long to come up with a new dream, a new focus.
Great gymnast, and I'm hopeful that he'll have another opportunity to get to the games.
Scott Vetere gets a 9.2 as they battle for the right to go to the Olympic trials in Boston. Justin Toman below that, but he was ahead of Vetere, 9.175. And now we'll see the performance of Mike Dutka, his final event. He was the 14th place gymnast.
And whenever Mike Dutka grabs a piece of equipment, it can either be huge Or it cannot be. He has only one speed in gymnastics, and it's all out.
Well, now's the time for that.
Yeah. Looks a little bit choppy here. You see a couple of these extra hand placements on the bars. He's doing...
His mind is racing ahead, just wanting to
big
get through
dismount. Wow, that's not good.
That's a fault.
Super hard dismount, double front with a half turn. Like you said, Al, he had the advantage going in. Very difficult exercise, but 5/10 on that landing.
Well, one door closes, another one opens. Raj Bhavsar suddenly is in a position where he can put himself in the Olympic trials again. 2 rotations ago, he was in. After the 5th rotation, he's out. Now, after watching that breakdown by Dutka, who was the man on the bubble, he's got to think this is possible. He said that making the Olympic trials was the mission. It was the dream in coming here to St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't think that he ever believed he would make that Olympic team, but getting to the trials would be a gigantic stepping stone. I think we don't have the scores in for the other competitors yet. I think it's going to be somewhere 9-0, 9-1. And he is undoubtedly capable of doing that and more on the parallel bars. Very good on T-bars, but he's one of those guys that kind of, he tenses himself to death. Doesn't have major deductions, but just small little things that... Pretty darn good.
And he really does.
Great job.
In the very least, he thinks he's done what he could do to make this possible.
Congratulations.
The Ohio State contingent recording it all for posterity. Sean Townsend will finish 2nd here in St. Louis.
Hi, Raj. Hey.
So Raj Bhavsar.
See you in Boston.
Oh, see you in Boston.
How are your things?
That's what we've been practicing.
Come on, John.
8-3 for Mike Dutka.
Practicing double front head top.
Come on, John. How are you out there?
I'm out.
Let's go, John.
Said 4 or 5.
See, they all do know the numbers.
Yeah.
I scored an 8.
That means Bhavsar is in.
How are you?
Scott Vetere is out.
Come on, John.
And Justin Toman in. And when I say in, we mean the Olympic trials in Boston. Raj Bhavsar with a 9.3 is going to the Olympic trials.
Going to Boston, baby.
That's what I just said, Raj. You've got some New England clam chowder in your future. You are going to the Olympic trials. We'll get back to the official final standings in the 2000 U.S. Gymnastics Championships after this.